An elite defense starts with its ability to send relentless pressure on the QB and disguising coverages to force turnovers. That's why I'll be breaking down the formation 4-3 even 6-1 in the Chiefs defensive playbook. We will go over key defensive setups, including 5 core principles that will take any of your defensive schemes to the next level. The formation even 6-1 has 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and only 4 defensive backs. Since there are only 4 defensive backs, these 3 linebackers will be crucial in the success of this defense. The middle linebacker will be your user. You'll want the linebacker in this position to have the ability pick artist. This will allow you to jump for interceptions, as linebackers without abilities do not jump. For your outside linebackers, you'll want these players to have a high overall speed, and if they have the ability pick artist, put that on to make the defense even better. Now let's get into the coaching adjustments. Enter coaching adjustments by pressing the right stick down in the play calling menu. Then turn auto flip off, auto alignment set to base, option defense set to conservative, and the rest to default. Now let's get into the first setup, which is the most important, the blitz. This is one of the best and fastest blitzes in Madden 24. It's ran out of the play Sam Blitz 3. For the adjustments, slant the D-line to the inside by pressing left on the D-pad and down on the right stick. Then blitz the linebackers by pressing right on the D-pad and down on the right stick. As the user, you'll want to hover over the center while making sure you have the green bar over your head. This will make the center think you're a rusher and will try to block you at the snap of the ball, which will allow free rushers to get to the QB. As we watch the play again, you can see how fast the blitz comes in, leaving the QB 0 time to make a pass. Now let's talk about the coverage behind the blitz. The coverage solely depends on the patterns your opponent is showing on offense, which brings us to the core defensive principle, adapt and adjust to each individual opponent. For the first example, my opponent was trying to throw quick passes to his receivers and quick flats to counter the blitz. So the adjustments I made to counterattack his offensive game plan was to shade the purple seam flat zone down into a light blue hard flat to take away any quick passes to the running back. As the user, my job was to take away any quick routes ran to the left side. As the ball is snapped, the pressure forces the QB to throw to the running back for an easy knockout by our adjusted hard flat, and the user ran straight to the left side of the field to take away any quick throws. For the second example, I was playing a zone defense throughout the entirety of this game, and my opponent began to find the open windows. With a close score late in the game, I decided to trust the blitz and adjust into a man defense. On the left side, I ran a scissor adjustment, manning up the corner on the running back and the safety on the solo receiver. On the right side, I manned up the corner on the outside receiver and the safety on the middle receiver. As the user, my job was to guard the undefended receiver, which was the tight end. At the snap of the ball, I trusted my blitz and followed my user assignment. Doing this led to lockdown coverage, which left the QB stranded in the pocket for an easy disruption. For the next setup, we will introduce the base zone play out of Sam Blitz 3. What you'll want to do is put the blitzing outside linebacker on a hard flat. Then, put one of the safeties in a middle third and the other safety in a hook curl and shade down. For the defensive line, leave them in the same position so it looks similar to the blitz. Which leads us to the second core principle, disguise blitzes and coverages. By making your defense look the exact same every snap, your opponent will never know if you're blitzing or dropping back in coverage. The good thing about this defense is that since we changed our auto alignment to base, the pre-snap formation will look the exact same every snap. Now in the play, you can also leave the D-line slanted to the left or slant them inside, as both ways can generate 4-man pressure. As the user, your job will be to defend the opposite side of the hook curl and force the QB to throw into interceptions or knockouts. For the next part, we're going to go over how you can stop one of the best plays in Madden, double corner. Double corner is one of the hardest plays to defend in Madden. The play looks something like this, with the outside receiver on a streak and both the tight end and the middle receiver on a corner. This is almost impossible to stop, but not if you know the difference between a hard flat and a cloud flat, which brings us to the next core principle, know your zones. A cloud flat in off coverage can reach about 10 to 15 yards past the line of scrimmage, but a hard flat only reaches anywhere between 0 to 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So to defend double corner, we will use a cloud flat on the side of the corners by creating a cover 2 look. I did this by putting both safeties in a deep half and both outside linebackers in a vert hook. Then I put the left side corner on a hard flat and the right side corner where the double corners will be ran ran on a cloud flat. The cloud flat will take away the short corner route, and the user will take away the deep corner route. As the ball is snapped, you will see that the cloud covers the short corner, and the user is a couple steps behind the deep corner, which made the QB throw across his body for an easy interception. Now we're going to go over how you can stop the #1 play in Madden, double post. Double post out of the formation bunch offset can be an easy one-play touchdown if you do not know how to defend it. This brings us to the fourth defensive principle: know the meta and how to counter it. When facing a double post spammer, the setup will most likely look like this, where the first read will usually be the post or the tight end wheel. So to stop this play once and for all, we will be running the play cover 4 quarters. And you'll want to make sure to keep match coverage set to default and leave the rest of the coaching adjustments the same as we did in the previous plays. Once you're in the play, start the adjustments by putting the corner on the solo receiver side on a deep half. Then, put the linebacker on that side manned up to the solo receiver. Then, man up the safety on the running back. On the right side, keep the safety and the corner on quarter zones, and man up the linebacker on that side to the tight end. As the user, your only job is to defend the outside receiver if he runs the meta post. When the ball is snapped, you will see that every route is locked up, and that the deadly post route is tightly guarded by the user with extra help over the top by the deep half. For the last part of the video, we're going to go over how you can stop the most annoying plays in Madden 24, RPOs. And right off the bat, that takes us to the next core defensive principle: know how to stop the best RPOs. The best RPO in Madden is RPO read bubble in the formation bunch strong nasty. The reason this play is so hard to guard is because the main way to defend it would be to put a hard flat on the outside corner. The problem with this is that if the opponent were to run a pass play, it would be tough to guard corner routes or anything deep towards the sidelines. To counter this play and keep a deep third on the corner, go to coaching adjustments and put the flat zones on 5. Then pick the play Sam Blitz 3. But we'll need to take a closer look at the offensive play arc. Notice the read key over the outside linebacker. The goal is to move the read key to the outside cornerback. This is essential to stop this play for good. To move the read key, pinch the D-line and shift the linebackers to the opposite side of the 3 wide receiver set. So in this case, it would be to the left. And you'll see that the read key is now on the corner. For the next adjustment, put the linebacker that shifted on a vert hook. Then put the safety on the 3 wide receiver side on a flat. You can do this by shading down purple zones. Then be sure to press your secondary. These are all important adjustments, but after the snap is the most important part. When the opponent snaps the ball, key in on the quarterback. When you see the ball leave his hands to throw to the bubble, you immediately want to switch players to the outside corner by pressing B or O. The corner will still be in position to make a play, which will allow you to user him and break up the pass. It's essential to switch to the corner because if not, he will run right past the play. But if you do miss the tackle, the 5-yard hard flat will be there for backup. But now you're able to still have the deep third zone on the cornerback to guard the sidelines while still being able to guard the RPO. Let's get to the second most annoying RPO in Madden. Stretch alert bubble in the formation wing slot can give a lot of people trouble. For this play, all you need to do is man up the outside linebacker to the receiver on the bubble, which will always be the slot receiver. After the snap, this will allow the linebacker to follow the bubble and disrupt the pass. If your opponent decides to run the ball, try to shoot the outside gap and allow your teammates to rally to the ball for minimal yardage. If you want to bring this whole defensive scheme together, check out part 1 of the defense on the screen right now. Let me know your thoughts or questions about the video, and remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.